Good morning and welcome to prayer on day 3 in this Lenten journey. Today we're going to try something called the Examen by Ignatius of Loyola. Well, he developed it, 500 years or so ago. There's lots of good stuff written about it, and I'll try to post a few things on Facebook here. But I confess I haven't done it a lot, but when I have appreciated it. There are 5 steps to the process: to start out and recognize God's presence that's in the space. Secondly, to review the day with gratitude. Thirdly, to pay attention to the emotions that came up in the course of the day. Then to choose one of the events or the emotions and pray from it. And then finally, it's to look forward tomorrow and how you might be approaching the next day. So I'll just lead you through this process in a sort of a expedited fashion, and then we'll try it again, I think, tomorrow as well. So I invite you to get comfortable. Maybe your feet are flat on the floor. Maybe your hands are upward as a sign of openness to receiving God's presence. And I just invite you to take a deep breath in through your nostrils and breathing out through your mouth. And as you breathe in, use a name that you use when you pray to God. And breathe out any anxiety or stress, any worries. Breathing in God's name. Breathing out whatever you need to let go of to be present in the moment. And then I just ask you, as you're continuing to pay attention to your breath, ask you to become aware of God's presence within and all around. Imagine God welcoming you into this place. And I just invite you to think back on yesterday. If you're watching this in the morning, or if you're watching in the evening, you can think back on today's events. Think about, what sort of joys you might have experienced, what delights, what high points, things that happened, events, people, places. Pay attention to even the details, the small things. God shows up even in the little mundane things of our daily life. And as you're thinking about your day, notice what feelings might come to mind. When were you filled with joy? Or when were you at peace? When were you challenged? When were you your best version of yourself? Or when did you feel most close to God? We'll call these consolations. Just sit with one of those feelings in those moments for a moment and savor that, and thank God for that experience. And then at the same time, I invite you to turn to recalling a time during the course of the day you might have felt frustrated or alone. When did you feel angry or drained? When were you your less than your best self? Bring those to God too, and ask God for any healing that you might need associated with any of those experiences. And then I invite you to think about just one emotion or one detail or one event or one person, one experience, and take just a few moments here now. You can do this for longer when later on, but for now, just take a few moments and pray from that feeling, from that experience. Let your prayer to God rise spontaneously. And as you continue to hold that experience in your heart and you turn towards thinking about tomorrow, what do you most need for tomorrow? What are your feelings about anticipating the day? Are you anxious? Are you doubtful? Are you eager? What do you most need? And ask for God to give you whatever that might be. Is it strength? Is it patience? Is it courage? And as you end that prayer, I invite you to come back into notice your surroundings. Feel your feet on the ground. Open your eyes. Thank you for taking just a few moments to go through this process of the examen. I'll just share real briefly 45 seconds of my experience as I was thinking about the day. So some of you know that my younger son Simon broke his arm recently at a basketball game. We had surgery yesterday and it went well, but it was in the middle of the blizzard. And then last night, he was in a lot of pain. And he was sleeping on the couch, and there's actually room on the L couch for me to sleep there. So I ended up, his pain was about a 10 last night. And so he was, basically I came down and slept by him on the couch because I couldn't sleep anyway, hearing him yelling about his pain anyway. So how was I feeling? I was feeling exhausted. I was feeling, oh my gosh, I don't know if I can do this. I just want to go to bed because I had had a short night's sleep the day before. And at the same time, I had this image of having, in the middle of the night, at midnight when we were waiting for the pain meds to kick in, and was rubbing Simon's shoulder and just kept my hand on his shoulder and was thinking about also feeling gratitude for this relationship and this, the gift of surgery and the healing power of meds that were not quite kicked in yet. And so I guess I was thinking about my needs and my struggles and my highs and my lows were all kind of wrapped into one moment, and it was all about the hand on the shoulder. And I just leave you with that image as I think about how I was feeling going through this process too. So anyway, we'll tune in tomorrow and try the same thing again. And maybe, again, I'll post some things. There's some great things written about the examen, and I encourage you to try it on. See you tomorrow.